Take a deep breath in, fill your lungs, release. Take a deep breath in, fill your lungs, release. Losing someone we love is never easy. We could feel deep sadness. We could be in denial. We could reflect back to the memories and just feel that that they're not gone, and that it's hard to believe that they've left us, and that we could anytime we hear anything about them, or we see something, or we see an image or a picture, something that reminds us of them, we could get really emotional. We could talk about them, and we could talk about past times with someone else, and we could just start to we get that lump in our throat, and we start to get emotional, and we could cry, and sometimes you can't get through the story. So I was taking care of my best friend's dad. I was doing caregiving for several months, and at the time I knew him for 31 years, and I used to go there every day, and he had cancer, and I would always empower him, walk him to the restroom and lift him up, and just really talk to him and just be there for him. And I just spent a lot of time with him because I've known him, since I was like 10 years old. So it was back in the 1986. So I known him for so long, and I just wanted to be there for him. And we got really close. We were always close, but we got really close talking about old times. And I used to talk about my acting with him. He used to see me do my commercials back when I was in the military, when I wanted to live my Hollywood dream back in 94. And when I came back in 95, and I worked at the hospital as a medical technician in the Air Force, I used to go take acting classes, and I used to drop by, and I would perform my commercials, and he used to see me perform, and he used to like my Forrest Gump impersonations, and I would do some scenes from it, and it was something that he remembered, and he never forgot it. And when he would say Forrest, he goes Forrest like that, and he would have tears in his eyes, and and I kind of knew when I took care of him that I knew that his time was going to expire soon, and everybody thought he was going to stick around for a while, but I just knew I could pick up on it, like being like an empath. So I could pick up on that he didn't have much time left, and I would tell my best friend, make sure, have you said goodbye to your dad yet? And he said, no, I haven't. And I said, you should talk to him on this weekend. I told him, and I had already said my goodbyes to him, and I told the dad that I appreciate everything he's done for me, and I have really great memories with him, and that we, I'm going to when I go to Hollywood, I'm going to be thinking of you, and I'm going to look up and really have great moments, because I'll say my goodbyes to him. And he got really emotional, and I did too. And I just wanted that closure. I was around to be able to take care of him and to give back for all the years I've known him. And I told my best friend, you need to talk to your dad. And then he did. He talked to him on that weekend, and then 4 days later, I think 3 days later, I was telling him, did you talk to your dad? And he said, I did. And I said, good thing you did. And I felt like that his time was going to be, his end was going to come. And he was very humble about it and everything. And the dad, and he was always positive, and he felt blessed to live his life. And I had left, and I gave him a fist bump. It was on a Wednesday night, and it was a couple years ago. And I fist bumped him, and then I left. And then I got a message from the mom the next morning, and she said that, hey, he's in the hospital, I need you to come today, but maybe tomorrow. And then my friend sent me a text 25 minutes later, and he said, thank you for being there for me. Thank you, Pops this passed, and he said, thank you for being there, and I'm glad that you were there with him, and that you got to see him at the end. And it was really emotional when I heard it, and it was something that bothered me for a long time, for like a year and a half. And, then I got stronger because I thought about all the good memories, and I was there for him, So if you ever lost someone, take a deep breath in, fill your lungs, release. If you lost somebody, just know that it takes time to heal, and that you just remember the good times, and just remember how important they were to you, and the good memories, and that will help you to get through it, because you can't rush the process. You have to heal. And just really, it's going to hurt you at times. And just talk to people and talk it out, and have your moments, and let your tears flow, and just be emotional, and you will get better, and you will overcome it. It's just that we can't fight the healing process. We have to allow ourselves to go through it. So I hope that you are able to heal as well when you lose someone.